I'm Marcus Blake with That Nerd Show. We're speaking with the great John Travolta. I wanted to start off talking about the character Moose because he's very much like Lenny from Of Mice and Men. I'm curious, do you feel like if, with him being kind of mentally challenged, that makes him more sympathetic to the audience?
Well, yes, because there's a naivete to his thought process. So whenever there's innocence or naivete,
Right.
childlike quality, he's a man-child, there's always more empathy for that kind of character and allows him to get away with the extreme behavior that he
Right.
is. I mean, the scene with the maid, for instance, and it's clear that it is what it is, but the idea that he doesn't clock it and then talks as though it were something much less is you're with him in that, oh my gosh,
Right.
why doesn't he understand what he just did? But then he gets distracted by a wind chime, and then he's so happy he's inside the movie star's house.
Right.
That so whenever he does something bad, you're not taking it as roughly as if he were ill-intended. I don't think he's ill-intended.
No.
So I think yes is the answer to your question.
Well, I also think it adds to a great ambiguity between the characters because I don't know if there's a clear villain. Or do you feel like that there is a true villain of this?
No,
movie?
I think there's villainous behavior, but I don't think there's any villain in this piece because even the movie star
Right.
is a good person, good father, good ex-husband, but he's a bad celebrity,
Right.
and that's his problem. And my character, he would have been perfectly happy if he had gotten the vest signed
Right.
and a couple of DVDs, he'd have been fine and he would have never heard from him again.
Right.
He'd have just treasured. My character kisses the vest before he hangs it up. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And this is before the autograph.
I do have to say, I think my favorite scene was you riding around on the schooner with it turned around backwards. I'm like, I think that would be just a great little costume during Halloween.
Oh yeah, Moose is going to be a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
For sure.
But in talking about some of the things that Moose does as a character, was there one thing in the film that you felt like was kind of the creepiest thing that he did that he doesn't realize that might be kind of off-putting to you, like personally as a celebrity?
Well, I think when he brushes his teeth with his tongue with,
Yeah.
the movie star's toothbrush, and I think when his little ticks smelling his ears, and I think all that behavior is so personal. Or he's tasting his blood, and he's picking his nose, and all that stuff is a little much
Right.
over the line, he gets the jam and then forces it in the movie star's mouth.
Yeah.
All that stuff is really,
Yeah.
But he's not. It's perfectly fine for Moose.
Right.
And he loves the intimacy of it. He thinks this is close,
I don't know. I have to kind of go with the taking a selfie while the guy is sleeping. I mean,
Oh my God.
yeah, that one kind of, I just was like, okay.
Well, the selfie, but kissing him
Right.
with the selfie, which I love when Leah, the photographer, said, "Really, Moose? You took a selfie with you kissing him when he's asleep and you posted it?"
Right.
That is, too far in the mega way.
Right.
But in the personal intimacy ways is different, But
I understand you were very hands-on with this film. I wanted to talk about your collaboration with Fred Durst.
Well, Fred is a revelation because he's a really good actor. He's a wonderful visionary in filmmaking, and he's the real deal. And his film is his number one passion.
Right.
He even created a character in Limp Bizkit. It wasn't really his thing to
Right.
do music. It was his path to film.
Right.
So when I met him, he was still in the height of Limp Bizkit, and with the illusion and of getting into film, and he lured me in with this script, and I fell in love with the character of the movie, and I helped him raise money to do this because I really believed in it, and I think it's exactly the product we wanted.
Great. Well, at that nerd show, we have a very unique question that we like to ask all of our interviews. This is where it's really testing your inner nerd. Not that you don't have nerd cred after Battlefield Earth or Face Off, which is my favorite action movie of the 90s. But the question is, within the nerd universe, if you could have a weapon of choice or a superpower to fight the forces of evil, not a character you would play, but just you personally, what would you choose?
Okay, so give me some examples of what other nerds have chosen.
Well, flying is always the most popular, but we get a lot of invisibility. Telepathy is another good one. And of course, everybody goes because they're Star Wars fans, lightsabers, but.
Yeah, and I wouldn't choose teleportation because I like travel too much. I like the motion of transportation.
Right.
Like the joy of movement. So I wouldn't do like the teleportation thing. That would be, you lose life with teleportation.
Right.
So it would be, I really like the idea of moving things at a distance, like in Carrie.
Yeah.
Except I wouldn't, she did destroy things that were
Right.
evil, and that was really fun to watch her move things that were mean to her.
Right.
Or all the knives that went into her mother. I thought that was fantastic.
I agree. That would be a great kind of power to have.
I think, yes, telekinesis is right. And I did it in Phenomenon. My character could move things,
Right.
the pages and the pen. And I thought I'd really like to have that ability.
Great answer. Great answer. Thank you very much, Sean.